What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about ZBCN today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. Shout out to Crypto Future, Rob. You guys know Crypto Future, right? Let's see. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Let's get him on here. Hold on, real quick. We're gonna get him on here at some point. We're waiting for the markets to pump, you guys. Everybody has more fun when the markets pump. That's what we're waiting for. No, not upload video. Just old habits there. Crypto Future. Yes. Crypto Future. Shout out to Rob, Crypto Future. You guys go ahead, give him a follow, a like, a subscribe, or whatever. He's been talking about ZBCN. In my memory, he's the first person that I've ever heard that's talked about ZBCN, other than you guys. You know, people who requested it on the channel here. But he's the only YouTuber that I've really seen talk about it. I'm sure there's other people talking about it too, but especially today, being up 20%. But good gem there, good find, man, and especially good conviction, because even at the lows he was bullish, man. Even at the all-time lows he was bullish, right? Double bottom off the all-time lows. I'll tell you what, guys, I don't know much about this life that we live in, but I know a little bit about charts, right? And I'll tell you what, if you get a double bottom bounce off of your oversold area, the most bullish thing that could happen to you is that the very following week you're up 157%. That's a positive reaction. I don't know about you guys, but that tells me it's a clear sign that this was nothing more than accumulation, and that this was literally a last chance call for anybody who wants to get scared and sell out, to sell out to the big dogs that bought it up and sent it through the roof. And the roof has given through, man. The roof has absolutely given through. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but the area to break through that we were looking for. We were talking about this just like a day or two ago, was getting above about 0.0015. You get above there and you're breaking out. And the thing is, the hard thing to discuss with ZBCN, at least for me, is there's not a whole lot of history. I don't know where we're gonna go. I don't know how high we're gonna go. It could be, I could be too bullish. I might not be bullish enough. It's hard to say because we don't have any real experience with how this thing performs in a bull market. So from a high to a low, the next stopping area, that's all we can really go off of here, is at about 0.0029 to 0.0426. This would be the next stopping area. But when I say stopping area, I don't mean like this. I don't mean like this, and then a month later you'll come up, and then months later you'll come up. I don't mean like that. It's not a stopping point like this. I mean like you might stop here, consolidate for a little while, and then continue to run. You know what I mean? Like this is your next stopping area. Maybe here, maybe you stop at the base of the zone and then pull back and go up. Maybe you stop at the golden ratio. We don't really have anything to reference. I suppose we can reference this real quick from a high to a low. You hit your 14141 just above there. Very common behavior. There's really not much to go off of other than that, though. High to low here, my expectations would be something between about 0.0029 to 0.0426. From here, that's anywhere from about a 60% pump to about 136% pump. That's what I think you have coming over the coming days, over the coming weeks, right? And when I say coming days, it doesn't mean tomorrow. When I say coming weeks, it doesn't mean next week. It could mean either of those things, but likely it's sometime by the end of May would be my expectation, something like that. If not, maybe a little bit before the end of May. But let's look at this here on a weekly time frame. Your RSI looks phenomenal. Higher lows, higher highs. Looking to get into that overbought zone there. We're looking pretty damn good. Yeah, these are some strong readings, very dominant readings here. Looking at the 3-day time frame, getting overbought. We love to see it. The last time that you got overbought, the first 3-day time frame that you got overbought was here. You were like halfway through the move. You still had more to go, right? And you didn't really go too much higher, but overall from where you closed that 3-day period when you first got overbought to where your high was, you did pump about another 40%, right? You've just gotten into the overbought zone here on this move. I'm not saying that you have another 40% to go. You might. Maybe it's 20%. Maybe it's 40%. Maybe it's 80%. I don't know how much more you have to go like over the next 3 days, but I'm assuming that you will continue to rise, right? This, generally speaking, getting overbought does not mean you're about to go down. It means you have higher to go, generally speaking. Daily RSI looking good. Rejected the overbought zone. Bounced off the 60. Now you're back in it, man. I really do believe that the coming days are going to be bullish. I don't think that it stops here. The fact that everything is down today, right? It's like a sea of red. Everything is down. Everything. Bitcoin's down. Everything's down, right? Well, Bitcoin's up a little bit right now. Maybe it's still down overall. And you're up this much. Something's going on here. I don't know if it's like a news piece or if it's getting listed on an exchange, whatever. But clearly there was a lot of demand at the all-time low, and it's sending this thing through the roof right now. And I don't think that it stops here. That's kind of the main prospect or perspective that I'm trying to offer here. From a high to a low, you found resistance at your golden ratio, got done with that real quick, didn't you? Bounced off your 382 area, and now you're going up higher. It wouldn't surprise me if today or tomorrow, perhaps, and I know I'm talking about immediate continuation. You will get immediate continuation. I think that anybody would agree. You basically moved up in a straight line here, but you did have 2 days of consolidation, right? I think that you will continue immediately, but maybe in this area, it's pretty common. The only reason I'm going off this right now is because you did a very classic maneuver here, ZBC, and I want to look at you on the 4 hour just to make sure. Yeah, so you went above your 236, consolidated around here, ran all the way up to your golden ratio, which seems to be a thing that a lot of cryptos have done recently. Found resistance here, bounced off the 382. The common thing to do in this kind of scenario, at least in my opinion, for whatever it's worth. What do I know? I've just been doing technical analysis for over 9 years, and the Fibonacci retracement tool is my bread and butter to that. This is like the main thing that I use. I could have no other indicator but the Fib, and I feel like I'd be just fine, right? If I had every indicator but the Fib, I'd feel like I'd lose my mind. I'd still be like trying to guess where they are. But anyways, the expectation here I'm alluding from it would be to stop at the 786 886 area. Just with how well you've respected the fib so far in your path higher, it really wouldn't surprise me if you consolidated here for a day or two, maybe 3, right? You could consolidate a little bit, but ultimately you're not done. Absolutely not financial advice, not a financial advisor. This move, in other words, what I'm saying here is even if you pull back, to the golden ratio, which is possible, you could, even if you pull back 22%, I wouldn't sell here. Because that's not guaranteed. You might not. Maybe you pull back to the 6.9, and that's still 15%, and that's a good drop. You could sell and take profits and buy back. That's a great thing. But what if you don't? What if you only drop to the 786? That's a 6% drop. It's not really worth playing around with, right? You might not even drop. Who's to say that you have to drop? You could continue to run one way or another, whether you're moving up now or you consolidate in this area and you drop 5%, or you consolidate in this area and you drop 20%, whatever. One way or another, you're going here, and your minimum target up here is 60% from the current price. We got like at a maximum a 22% drop potential, which by the way would happen fast, just like this one did. If it happens, this is the key word, if it would happen fast, you'd be done with it in a day or two, right? It's not going to take a long time. That 22% drop potential might happen. It might happen. The likelihood for that is not like a guarantee. Nothing's a guarantee, but I would say what to me seems inevitable is you are going to see a 0029 price soon, like very, very soon. So why play the game whenever you can just wait, right? Oh no, if I sold here, it would have worked out well. Oh well, I'm just gonna have to wait for more money anyways. If it goes here now, if it goes there later, it's still gonna go there. And the thing is, this is just the first target, right? This whole zone, the 1272 to the 1618, this is what I call the primary target zone. And the reason why it's that is because whenever you break out above your high, you hit the extensions, you could find resistance right here. You could move up right here and find resistance. That could be it. That's the primary target in the primary zone. But you could go all the way up to the golden ratio. There's no rules that say you can't. You absolutely can. And I think depending on how you do this, it can really help define that. The fact that you found resistance at your golden ratio, found support at your 382, if you were to pull back and find support at your golden ratio, I would say there is a stronger chance that you stop at the 1272. If you just rip through it right now, rip through the 886, there's a stronger chance that you'll go above the 1414, maybe even all the way up to the 1618, something like that. So it all just depends. But even if you pull back from here, you still have a chance of going up higher. But 60% from here to 138% from here at the maximum, where the maximum potential drop is 22% to the downside, and all you have to do is wait a few days before it resolves itself and comes up. I don't think it's worth it to play the game here. Certainly I wouldn't buy here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Even with, if I did buy here, let's put it this way. If you buy here, you have to be okay with the idea of it dropping, okay, to the golden ratio. It could drop lower. It's possible, but I doubt it. I really do doubt it. You've got good structure here. I doubt it. You bounce off it's not going to go below the golden ratio. I would be very surprised if it did. That doesn't mean that it's broken if it does. I just would be very surprised if it did. But if you buy here, you have to tell yourself, I'm okay with a 22% drop. In fact, if it does drop, I will only buy more, or at the very least, I will not sell any. If you can genuinely tell yourself that, then sure, buy here. You secure a 60% potential pump here over the coming days, over the coming weeks, or more, right? But I think if you wait a little bit, you could at least buy, you're at 00179 right now. You could probably buy over the next day or so, probably at 0017 or just below there, if not lower. But, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. That's just my thoughts. Do what you want. It's your money anyways. 4 hour time frame here, bullish as hell, man. 1 hour time frame, bullish, a little bit of bearish divergence. Let's get something with some volume on it real quick. Bybit, BitGet, OKX maybe? Nope. OKX is not a good representation. KuCoin, of course, KuCoin. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, volume's dying off as you're moving up. Bearish divergence. Yeah, yeah. You might pull back. This is probably a good pulling back point, you know. But yeah, I'm not recommending anybody sell. I would, if I had a recommendation, it would be just wait to buy, but none of this is financial advice anyways. Do whatever you want to do. But I got nothing else for you guys. I think we've talked about it enough. As far as where's it going to go ultimately, where's it going to go by the end of this endeavor entirely, I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because we don't have a whole lot of history. I mean, from here, the high to low, is this even an appropriate fib? I think so. It seems as though you respected these fibs. So I like that. That gives me a little bit of confidence here. You know, this would be, I don't even think, an appropriate minimum target. I think but maybe it is. I don't know. You know, I mean, your whole life consolidating, getting an overall from a low to a high, getting a 7x move, that's pretty good. That's not bad, right? But I just have a hard time seeing you stop here between now and the end of June. You're only going to get a 200% pump. That doesn't make sense to me. I would think, especially with this, you're going to be above average. And if you're above average, you're likely going to go at least to the golden ratio. But then again, that golden ratio, that means your overall move from the low to high would be a 13x, and that's pushing it. That's getting up there, right? But I would think that you at least get here. If you break above 0.009, you're not stopping. You're not stopping until you're at 1.4 cents, which would be a 7x from the current price. And it would be like a 20x overall. Or maybe, because this is a zone here, two purple lines, maybe you don't stop at 1.4 cents, maybe you stop at 1.65 cents, and you get a 9x overall. Maybe you don't stop there, maybe you go higher. And this is what I mean. This is why I hate talking about highs, because I'm sure a lot of people get annoyed. Maybe this, maybe that, maybe what if, like Donald Trump said, what if a bomb dropped on your head right now? You know, like maybe anything can happen. We don't know, but we're just gonna wait and see, right? I think that this, all I can say is that this reaction off this double bottom, off your oversold, off your all-time low, is a very strong inclination that I don't think you're going to stop at the minimum target, which is about a 5x from here. I don't think you stop there. I think you've got more to grow. I really do like prices above 1 cent. You might even go above 2 cents whenever this is all said and done. But again, from the overall low to where you would go to the overall high, if you were to go above 2 cents, now we're talking about a 30x, almost a 40x. Things get crazy. They could get crazier. Who's to say? You know, it's really hard to say. So I would expect, if I had a genuine maximum expectation, which it's probably not fair of me to say, you know, this might be too bullish, this might not be bullish enough, but something around around 4.4 cents. That'd be the maximum I'd give. If I had an area to expect, I'd say something around 3 cents to 1.4 cents. That's what I would expect. Minimum expectation would be just below 1 cent there. Okay, so those are your levels to watch for. That's anything from the current price, anything from, you know, about a 5x to a 7x, maybe as high as a 16x to a 25x. Crazy, crazy stuff. But that's all I got for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. You're definitely off to a good start here, and I don't think that it stops here. Bye-bye.